Hey guys, welcome to Premier Virtual Racing Academy. We're going to begin our stream in just a second. Alright, welcome back. Today is a special day. We're going to do our track familiarization on Imola. That is a track that I just acquired because it went on sale. No, seriously, because I run Premier Virtual Racing Academy as a business, I have to kind of nickel and dime my way to, you know, to bargains and whatnot. So I had to wait until it went on sale, and thanks for Steam's Halloween sale, I was able to get the I forgot what package it's in, but I was able to buy that package, which Imola comes ready and ready to go. Let's see. Alright, so we're just gonna start a practice session in my Lamborghini GT3 Evo. This is my favorite car, custom painted. You see the purple. Right now I'm using my SimMagic M10 with my SimMagic GT4 rim, carbon. Has the lights, it's pretty cool. You can see that maybe on my page. I'll post it as a thumbnail maybe. I'm using my butt kicker, Gamer 2, so I'm filling the traction loss or traction in the seat, filling the engine in the seat. What else? Fanatec pedals. Ready to go.
Green light, go, go, go.
Alright, so we got cleared to go by our engineer. I'm going to turn on my ignition and hit our start button. Get our car running. I like to put on my pit limiter. As you can see, it says there's a 50-kilometer pit limiter. So if you go over 50 kilometers in the pits, then it will be you will be penalized. As we make our way down to the pit exit. I'm going to turn that pit limiter off. I'm going to make sure we are clear onto the track. Remember, we have cold tires, so we're not setting any record laps at the moment. We're just letting our tires warm up. You can't see them right now, but our tire sensors are showing blue tires. So blue tires means cold tires, and cold tires means you're gonna do a spin or you're gonna slide. So we don't want to spin and we don't want to slide, so we're gonna grip, and we're gonna wait till our tires turn green, which usually happens on the second lap. My brakes are turning green also. Make our way down Imola. Now, this is day 2 for me on Imola. Yesterday was just the introduction to the track on Assetto Corsa Competizione. I do drive this track on other sims like Automobilistas 2 and Assetto Corsa. However, Imola on ACC is actually a paid track, so I had to wait. But yesterday we just got a little familiar with the track, braking points, turning points, learning how to push the limits of the track, so that once we get into our race, you know, we are able to go for passes, fight for track position, all the while making our apexes, etc. Realized yesterday that going through this exact corner there, I had to slow down tremendously because I was overshooting it, ending up in the sand. It's not a place you want to be. Let's get that apex. Get a nice exit out. Let's get on them brakes. Hit all my apexes. Get a good exit. Brake before the 50-meter board, hit my bump, get a smooth exit out of there. Those are like the most forgiving sausage curves I've ever experienced. Well, next to another one, but close to the most forgiving. So alright, we're coming again around for our flying lap. So I know I broke too soon in this corner on the last lap, and I did it again, so I'll just throw it on. That's like a what do you call that? An optical illusion for me. It's like 2 corners in one. 3 corners in one. Coming off that main straight. A little bit too wide, invalidated my lap. But that's okay. But that's the corner I was explaining about when I said that I was overrunning it. Nice entrance. A little rough on the exit. I kind of took my foot off the brake in a place that I didn't want to. Let's hit our forgiving sausage curve again. Thank goodness for the weight of the GT3 car that we're able to sustain some sort of traction and the traction control. If not, we'd be on a ride there. Okay, I messed this up a little bit, but as you can see, I'm still a whole second faster than I was last lap. So again, I'm gonna work on this this first I don't know if that's officially turn 1, but I'm going to just, after that last meter board, I'm just gonna apply the brakes. Alright, so here our meter boards go. Alright, better. Probably didn't have to take a... should have lifted off just a little bit. I was just upset with the way I took that corner. This hairpin, for me, is a struggle at times. But we're going to overcome that today. Okay. Went a little bit wide. Sorry, guys. Well, that traction control going through there is spinning. So this is an invalidated lap, so we're gonna pretty much, I don't like to say throw it away, but we're gonna just put this aside. Basically what I mean by put it aside is we're gonna take what we can from the lap, because every lap you pretty much learn something. You don't want to throw away the data from each lap. do, even if you invalidate it, there was still at least 12 more corners that you could take data from. Alright, let's not get caught by this meter board again. It's the 200 meter board. We're gonna throw the... Alright, a little bit too slow on the entry. We're not gonna fall for this again. We're gonna lift up. Alright. Probably didn't have to there. It's all about the line in that corner there. Could definitely come through there a lot smoother, so. Just remember, you can always improve. No one is exempt from learning, even if you're a seasoned racer. There's always something, some technique, some learning technique. How about that? It's not always about the driving technique, maybe a learning technique that you can use. Okay, oh, okay, I lost some time in that corner. Let's see if we can get it back by just doing a clean version. Just a little bit harder on the brakes here, which, see, I gained a lot more time in this corner because the last few laps I may have gotten that wrong. So as you can see, this is a bona fide increase. Alright, 200 meter board. We're going to throw the brakes on. Maybe next time we'll go a little bit deeper because our tires are getting a little hot. Brakes are getting hotter. As you can see, we're battling to stay in the green. Let's see what we can do here. Ah, I wish I would not got. I wish I didn't get on the gas at that point. So, as you can see, you can very easily invalidate a lap. There we go. I'll take a little bit of oversteer, not too much. Because oversteer in a GT car is nobody's joke. So I got a lot of slide going on. Might want to just up my traction control. I really want to clip that apex a little bit better, because coming down here you really have to take a nice line if you want to hit that series of corners there. Alright, let's try this again. After the 200 meter board, right? There we go. Let's get in these corners and get out of them. Right, no lift off required when you do a nice line. Come on. I feel like I could have carried more speed there, but I didn't want to risk it because I didn't want to invalidate my lap. That traction control is working. You can see it on your wheel. Nice, smooth on the throttle. Smooth on the throttle out. Alright, we're making some significant gains here. A little overshot, but nevertheless, we'll still keep it clean. This is a good lap considering our previous lap was 2 seconds faster than our prior lap. Come on, let's get this right. A little bit wide and validated the lap. It's okay though, because that wasn't a serious invalidation. That was a, steward's choice. So basically, we keep what we learned from that lap, because that was a good lap other than that final corner. Alright, let's just try and keep some speed going. There we go. I had to lift off there. Nice, nice. Come on, let's make a nice corner. A little bit too much speed again through that corner. Listen, unvalidated laps, I don't care. I'll take it. Why? Because that's more data for me to keep. Our lap times are still smoking hot, so we don't want to, really don't want to give up on those. The only thing is we keep invalidating that lap. Lock up. What lap are we on? I think lap 8 it says. Alright, let's come around here. This time we're gonna focus. No tutorial, no talking, no nothing. Uh-oh. Ah. Gotta hold on my brakes. Alright, I knew we'd eventually get it. So, let's see if I got another one in me. Let's just push it as hard as we can. We're gonna not try nothing, we're just gonna take it all. Ah, I wanted to bend that one so much better, but nope. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this push into our race. So do I really want to watch a replay? Yeah, let's watch a replay. While we do that, I'm gonna open this window because I am sweating. Let's see, what lap do we want to watch? I see the intro to lap 12. So my big problem was I wasn't putting enough braking power into the car, so that was causing me to have to stop, not shorter, but have to stop sooner, which is no good for laps, competition laps, when your opponents are late braking you. Don't like that exit. So this lap, if you've been watching from the beginning of the video, you understand that I'm pretty much giving it all I got at this point. I invalidated a few laps in efforts to try and get a better lap, but I believe my tires began to, wear after about, how many laps was that? About 11 or so laps of just running this pace, 11 laps. I guess you can actually feel the car sliding and not gripping as it does in the beginning. But I just knew, I said, I just have to put on put some more braking pressure down. And we immediately, I think after turn 1, we immediately was in the green. And there you have it, crossing the line. Alright, so we're going to take this into our race. Thank you guys for watching. So, let's see. No more practice. Quick race. Opponent count 24. Doesn't matter to me. I keep the opponent aggressiveness high and the opponent's skill high. Some people maybe turn it down when they stream so that they can, finagle their way through the grid. But here at PremierVRA Academy, we show the struggle. Let's see, race length. Let's do 10 minutes. I usually do 10-minute races. Daytime. We'll keep it daytime. So basically, we are doing this to pretty much teach the youth the fundamentals of automotive racing. It hopes to deter them away from drugs, violence, and teenage pregnancy. So we here at Premier, we take this serious.
Stay double file.
Put on that ignition. That start button. Clutch is in. I have clutches on the wheel. Burn a little rubber there. Get them hot. I don't know, this is a force of habit now. Jumping on the brakes like this. You can actually see my brakes turning green from blue. So you do know it's working to some degree. Getting them brakes up to temperature. Keep that ABS. Alright. Get ready for the green. And we away. Shouldn't give up inside position.
3 wide.
Oh.
3 wide. Clear on the left.
I like to have inside position on that turn 1. So remember guys, we've been pushing the limits of the car, trying to find the limits of the track. We've invalidated many laps, all for this right here, the race. AI is smooth. They're very smooth, but they're very aggressive. It's almost like they're attached to a track, and if you cross their track, forget about it. They are attached to a track, but you know what I mean. I mean rails. We don't all need to be bunched up here now, do we? So it's not bad to fall back just a little bit. You don't want to let your aggression take you into a penalty. I'll give him that just so I can break. I don't want to be all dead up behind him and going into the corner. So this looks like good position here. Good distance behind our opponent, because going into turn 1, we may have a chance to take him on the inside. We'll see, because that I can't tell what that is in front of me. A Porsche? It's a Porsche, yeah. I kind of knew it was a Porsche, but I didn't want to guess wrong. So you know he's going out, get his race line, but we're going to undercut him, having known that the 200-meter board was coming up, and that was our safe braking point. We knew that going into the corner we could afford a few more feet after the board, so, or meters after the board. So now we are in second position, P2. So we're gonna push this gentleman. Hopefully that we can make some time on him as we enter into the open air. Remember, this is what all of those laps were for. All of that pushing, all of the pushing the limits, finding new limits. This is what it was all for. See how we gaining time on them? It's only because we invalidated those laps, believe it or not. You invalidate some laps, that means you're pushing the limits. And all you're doing is basically shortening the limits, right? So you'll exceed the limit, and then now you realize I can't go that hard, I have to draw back a little bit. And by drawing back, you find yourself being in optimal space, right? So we're in good position maybe to replicate our move. This is so exciting. So we're gonna drag behind him, right? We're gonna fake to the right, then we're gonna jump on his inside. Come on, let's get that car stopped. Alright, so check this out. Whenever I do that, I give the position back, no matter what. I don't play. Give his position back. I didn't earn it correctly. I didn't earn it cleanly. But you know what? We're going to give it a shot again. You have to be fair. When racing guys online, a lot of guys are not fair. And that's why I don't like to live stream while playing in the online servers, because a lot of folks, when you're about to pass them, they give you that encouraging nudge out into the sand. Alright, so I believe that racing is a mental game just as much as it is a physical game. So mental, and by what I mean by that is like driver versus driver, right? Going into the corner. So the last time we faked to the right before we tried to take him on the inside of the corner. Now we can't take him on the outside of the corner, but what we can do is we can fake left to fake right and to get back left again. So basically all I'm doing is showing myself, well, I think I'm a little bit too far for this time, but basically what my thought process is, you know, to scare him, get in his mirrors. Okay, so I overshot that corner again. So yeah, to scare him, just to get in his mirrors. Even if you don't scare him like a seasoned racer, at least he sees you and he draws his eyes to you only for a second. If only for a second, that's enough time. maybe by looking at your car in his mirrors, he misses his brake point. Mission accomplished in a sense. Alright, so we gotta make some time on him. Remember I talked about how we push those limits, especially down here. See how we're able to do that and survive that? It's because we push those limits. Can't emphasize that enough. We gotta get off of this bump. We gotta get a smooth exit next time. Alright, so one thing I do want to do is I want to get close up to him, but I don't want to save it to the last second of the race, right? I want to make progress early, because as we get to the last seconds of the race, the last lap of the race, last few corners of the race, that's when like your heart begins to pound, and at that point, you know, the errors begin. Now all of a sudden you start missing your brake points. You start doing things that maybe I call them desperation moves. You start doing some desperation moves. Start dive bombing, trying to come on, can't miss that. As you see, sometimes it happens, so we're just gonna allow him to have that. I got caught up in my speaking, which is okay. But as you see, as you get to the end of the race, your heart starts to pound, and like I was saying, you do desperation moves in hopes of making a miracle. I hope we get one more lap out of this thing. I think I can catch up to him. I think we're just gonna drive. If we're allowed to get one more, we might have another chance. Well, not, nah. Gotta adjust my traction control. My tires are starting to feel it. Please say leaders on the last lap. Please say leaders. Alright, let's do this. This is fun. Like, I'm not embarrassing myself. I'm actually having fun. So if you hear me say something and it doesn't come to pass, doesn't come to fruition, it's okay. You know, if I spin out, it's okay, because I'm having fun. I'm sweating like a driver who's like risking it all. Remember our line push? Our line push. Our limit push in that corner there. We invalidated that corner about 3 times out of those 12 laps. Whew. Boy, that Bentley is smoking right now. Alright guys, what a race. What a race.
Excellent job, man.
P2, P2. I tried my best to get P1. I could have gotten P1, but things happen. That was very exciting for me. Very exciting for the channel. I'm just gonna pass it for fun. As we are headed to the pits, I'm just gonna take this time to cool down. Let my heart rate come back to normal. Literally, that's why I race, because you see, in racing, you challenge not only the driver, your opponent, but yourself. I challenge myself. Sometimes I'm fighting to keep focus, and sometimes I'm fighting just to execute, because even staying focused, you know, is a separate thing from execution. I think yesterday we spoke about execution a little bit. How that I was saying that one of my weaknesses while driving was, you know, I would get all the way to the end of the race, and at the end of the race, I'd be so afraid to make the wrong move that I would make the wrong move. Or I would be doing my my you know, time attack or hot laps, and I'd be doing such a great lap, and I'd say to myself like, oh God, here's the final corner, and I'd end up overshooting it, missing my braking point, going off into the dirt over and over and over again, and that was a big thing for me. So execution is a little bit different than focus in my book. I missed the pitch talking, right? See? But thank goodness for this escape button. Alright, now it's funny how these two guys, they're always like the you know, first and second place are always like rejoicing, and then like third place is always like pissed. It's like, dude, you know, you're on the podium. Excellent race. Excellent race. I would like to go see that pass. I don't know what lap that pass was on. No, this is me behind the Bentley. So me behind the Bentley is here it is, me behind the Porsche. Going in, oh, this is exactly it. Going into turn 1. See, legal. But let's talk about that a little bit, because let's change, not car, but change camera. Alright, so look how we see him. We fake to the right, and we jumped on his inside, and we use our braking. I wish we could show you where I broke. So watch the meter boards over here. When you get down to the 200, I knew that after the 200, about a few meters after, I'd be able to apply my brakes. And that was, I learned that by doing my practice laps. Coming down again, we're going to give him an inside look, let him see him on his mirrors. Look at that. Then we come over to our left. He's still, in his mind, he's saying, oh man, the braking point. His mind is actually fluctuating from, I saw this man in my mirrors, he's passing me on the outside, did I catch my braking point? You see what I mean? I know it's the AI, but you have to treat the AI as if they are real life people. Because what happens is, we'll get on to the servers, and when we're on the servers, in those high ranking servers, those high class servers, those guys are going to be driving on point, and it's going to look like AI to a point. It's going to look like these guys are riding on rails. So you definitely want to like get accustomed to a discipline type of learning. You want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to treat him, I'm going to practice my tactics on the AI. You know, AI is aggressive. You go right, they go right. They say, oh no, you're not. So I'm behind the Bentley, for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 laps, and to no avail. I mean, we've tried. I think even here we tried, right? Going into this corner one, but I overshot the corner, and that's where I believe my mistake came. I think I overshot, and I had to give the position back. Look, fake to the right, jump down is on the inside. Now, how we would have just caught the break, that would have been a great pass. But I let him pass me back. Why? Because we're gonna play it fair. Look at that. Sausage curbs. Look how slow we take these corners. Gotta turn that heavy car. You can't use can't apply the throttle. I mean, if you apply the throttle, it's just to get you a forward momentum so that you can take your foot off the throttle and corner again. Alright, so we pushed and we pushed and we pushed. Let's go back into the menu for a second before we call it a night. Just to give a recap of what we did today. We took, okay, so we visited Imola, and we basically wanted to familiarize ourselves with ACC's version of Imola. I have experience with Imola on Assetto Corsa and Automobilistas too, but ACC, because they require you to purchase the track, I waited. I didn't want to just go frivolously spending, and because I'm, in addition to that, I'm buying other things. I'm ordering other things. I'm negotiating pricing with guys to try and get more equipment for my students. But I was able to purchase Imola yesterday, and I mean, as soon as I got on, it was love at first sight. We drove. We tried to. We couldn't push the limits like we wanted to yesterday because we were still trying to figure out braking points, right, and all of our track references, and But today, we were able to familiarize ourselves with the track a little bit more, and in addition to that, we were able to extend the push the limits of the track, each corner after corner. So I invalidated a few times on the on some of the I don't know the names of the corners, but on some of the main corners of the track, like the more popular corners, I invalidated those laps because I was trying to find the limit, and what I was saying was, if you push the limit, if you go over the limit, right, you can dial it down, and we dialed it back, and guess what? We found that optimal space that we could perform in, and we transferred that to the race. And I knew we were going to be successful in a race because we had been just pushing the limits. And I said to myself, the AI is not going to risk it like we are going to risk it, and it looks like we're risking it a lot. Like we're going a little bit overboard. But remember, we already knew our limits. We already set our limits, and we overstepped our boundaries. But we dialed it back. So to the other eyes, they say, "Oh, these guys are reckless." But no, we're well in our limits. For instance, turn one. I think that's turn one. The 200-meter board, right? The 200-meter board is the final board. So you got 300, 250, 200. The 200-meter board was our safe breaking point, right? safe braking reference. Putting our brakes on at the 200-meter board required us to ride the brake, but kind of gas it through. And in order to carry speed, we had to, to our apex, we had to remain on the throttle. So that was more of our playing it safe. Now, pushing those limits in the practice, we found that we could actually brake maybe 50 meters after. So about 150 meters from the corner, we could actually brake. So we found that we're going to do some braking within the 150 to 200 meters, right? So that's our range, 150 to 200, and that's how we find our limits. So going into corner one with the competitor, the Porsche, we knew that if we could just get alongside him, that he's probably going to play it safe and put his brakes on about the 185, 200 meter. But remember, we have from the 200 to the 150. So we applied our brakes at the 150, late braking, and we made our we hit our apex clean. We didn't dive bomb them. You saw the video, and we made our pass, and that was it. And we fought for first place, but we didn't get it. So that's just a little recap on what we did today, and a little bit of what we did yesterday. But all in all, today was great practice. Learned a lot. Learned a little bit about the psychology of racing. Learned some pretty decent ways to learn. How about that? And just we got seat time, which is the most important of all, is seat time, right? Because without being in this seat, pretty much won't learn much. All right. So thank you guys for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, share this with your relatives. We are doing something really special for the community. PremierVRA Academy is a next generation help for the community, and we're going to stop a lot of what you see, the violence, a lot of the gang violence, a lot of the drugs, and we're going to put in we're going to minimize, we're going to lower the number of teenage pregnancies in these neighborhoods. Right? This is not for me, but this is for us. So God bless you guys. Have a good night, and I will see you another day.